when it comes to health and healing, we have to go back to being primal. We have to go back to our roots. And this goes back to basics. This goes back to the 10 essentials of life and healing. And this is what I teach, is that there's only 10 that we really need to follow in order to be in optimal health. So I'll explain them in a not too much detail, because I'm going to explain more in videos to come. But in this video, I'm just going to list the 10 and talk about them. And I'm going to start off with something that basic that we all should be putting awareness on, which is food. But in the sense that people always recognize that a good diet is important, all that I suggest is that we eat whole foods. And that is it. There's no certain diet within that category. There's no, you have to be vegan, you have to eat meat only, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's just simple as eating whole ancestral foods. So foods that graze or grow from the land, that are baked at home, cooked at home, homemade produce, homemade meals. This is what we need to be doing. And I eat meat, I eat fish, I eat vegetables, raw milk, butter, homemade cakes that are with natural ingredients. This is what we need to be eating. But it's when the last 100 years that the food industry has been completely corrupted, and that then all these processed ingredients and foods with E numbers have come in. The artificial society, the artificial foods. This is what's been destroying. One of the reasons it's been destroying the people's health. And yeah, it goes deep as well. It goes deep in the sense that if you are eating stuff like that all the time, like what awareness are you actually operating on to actually choose that when you've got the healthy food option also, the whole foods. So it goes deeper than the actual food. It's why you're choosing that food as well. That is then for another video. But for this purpose of this video, I'm going to just list the 10 essentials, basic principles of life that if we follow will be in optimal health. So foods, whole foods, foods that graze and grow from the land, and foods that are without E numbers and processed, foods that just have one ingredient, for example, or a meal which is mixed up of different ingredients. For example, if I have chocolate, I'll expect raw cacao and maybe organic cane sugar inside. These are the only ingredients I would expect in a chocolate bar, not the 20 to 30 different ingredients and all the E numbers that they actually put inside the chocolate. So this is the number one. Then number two is grounding. So grounding your electromagnetic body. So we are energetic beings made up of atoms, energy, and all is atom. As the Egyptians say, atum ra. All is atom. Okay, everything's atoms, everything's energy. So by grounding our electromagnetic beings to the earth, to Mother Earth, we're connecting in a spiritual communion with the earth, with our mother, with the soil, where we come from, our roots. And not just a spiritual purpose, the health benefits are enormous. So increased alertness, more energy, literally just dropping the nervous system into the ground. We have better sleep. In every aspect of our lives gets better once we get on just barefoot to the earth. We've been wearing rubber shoes for far too long now, and rubber disconnects ourselves from the earth. It's a known fact that the safest place to be in a storm, in lightning, is in somewhere where there's rubber, because rubber is disconnecting us from the electromagnetic field, and it's done on purpose because they want us to be separate from our mother. Because look at the indigenous, they were walking barefoot all the time. Even in hotter countries now, they're walking barefoot the majority of the time, and they are healthier in general than the people in this country and the people in this part of the world. So think about it. Get outside and go back to roots. I always suggest that 10 to 20 minutes will be good enough just to take your shoes off and go barefoot on the earth and get the maximum results. Even if it's cold, just a little bit, warm your feet up after. Even in the winter, there's no excuse. Try and do it every other day. I myself do it every day, but every other day, just try and see if you see a difference. Obviously, you're not going to find a huge difference straight away, even though there's some people that claim there is, myself one of them. If I've been on the computer for too long, if I'm barefoot on the earth, I can feel the excess EMF, the excess radiation, the unnatural waves going back into the earth and cleansing my whole body. It's a cleanser. It cleanses the whole body, does grounding. So we've got that as number two. And then number three, we go on to sunlight and sunlight exposure. So being out in the light, the all-giving life force, which is the sun. Everything comes from the sun. So the sun it gives life to the plants, gives life to the animals, gives life to everything. But we've been programmed once more. They reverse every essential. These people that think about purposely deceiving us. So, and then people are falling for it because they don't want to take responsibility for their own health. So we've got sunlight. The most important part of our health is to be out in the sun, to be out in the light, to expose our eyes to the light, our bodies, our skin when we can, as much our skin as possible, with no sun cream. No, if you get out and adjust your body to the sun when it's say March, April, and then you adjust it, you will not get burnt come the summer. You only get burnt when you run to Ibiza or whatever you call it, and get burnt because you've not even exposed your skin to the sun all year, and then you're just going in 40-degree heat. So that is the thickness of the population. They think that they need chemical sunscreen because that's more advanced, is it, than this all giving life force of the sun. For me, I can't wrap my head around that sort of stupidity. But there's people on that level of awareness that they can't see past, and I don't know why. This conditioned beyond belief. But anyway, the sunlight is the most potent part of healing. It'll heal anything if you see it out in the sun and get its rays, regardless of heat. If it's out in the light, it's healing. It doesn't need explaining really, this one, because the sun is just a life force to everything. So it's going to give you life. It's going to heal you. It's just part of life to be out in the sun. And in the summer, especially, when you've got the good lights and the sunlight and the waves. And then in the winter, we go in the darkness. But if we're taking all that in the summer, our bodies are storing that energy ready for the winter when it is a bit darker. So that's how we do it. We get it in the summer whilst we can. Number 4 is a good night's sleep. Sleep recharges the body. And it recharges not just the body, but the subconscious. It recharges the soul. It recharges the mind. Recharges the energetic body. It recharges everything to sleep. See if you're feeling a little bit under the weather. A few hours extra sleep. I myself feel sorted. A few hours extra sleep and I'm back to normal. Because sleep is one of those magical tools where if we're feeling bad, we're feeling even emotionally unwell, we want to go to sleep and we want to cure our bodies that way. And we find that, sleep is a huge, massive component in healing. And we naturally feel tired when we're tired, when we need rest, when we need recovery. And sleep is one of those natural things. Just with the rest of the essentials, everything is natural. You don't have to pay for any of these things. Maybe food, if you're not hunting or growing your own food. But other than that, this is all free. And then we've also got to mention water, and we're trying to eliminate the tap water and the chemicals in the tap water. The options are to find a local spring and to drink from a local spring. And most of my videos are talking about springs at the moment. I know how difficult it is to find a spring myself. I've spent years trying to find one until now. So springs they've obviously been purposely destroyed. There's only 1 or 2 left in this country properly running for you to drink from out of a tap that you've actually kept and looked after. So it is difficult to find, proper springs, but they are available if you are willing to travel. So a spring is the number one thing that we need to be drinking out of, and coming together to reintroduce these springs. This is my main work. I'm not going to expand on that in this video, but yes, drinking from a spring is the best thing we can do for water and for the water health when it comes to our bodies, because it's the water with the most mineral content, the water with the most energy, the water with the most spiritual value is a sacred spring. If you don't have access to a spring, which I have done until the last couple of years, then the next best thing would be to have a filter or to drink bottled water. But that is still winds me up so much, when it comes to my videos, because these are ozonated a lot of the times, these bottled water in the shop, so they're treated and they're not as pure and as nowhere near as pure as a spring, as a sacred spring. And then you've still got the tap water where the mineral content is nowhere near what it should be. And the filter, does it filter out everything? I don't know, because I've never used one before. But they are the next best thing. So water is so important, but to just stay away from drinking straight from the tap. The next essential is movement. Movement is a massive essential. So it's very important to just stick to a practice and to commit to it daily. Even if it's something like walking, dancing, running, gym. It could be anything. So you just need to find a movement that you love to do, and it might take playing around with certain things for a while until you find one that you really like. But the key is to stick to it and to make it a daily practice. All these essentials are meant to be practiced daily. They're not to be practiced once a week or when you feel like it. These are essentials of life, not something that we can just pick and choose when we do. These are essentials. Obviously, if you're very under the weather, you're not going to want to do any too much movement, but these are, when we can, essentials of life. These are something that we need to be practicing daily. So pick a movement that really suits your way of life and stick to that movement. Then we've got meditation and visualization. These are the spiritual aspects of these essentials. So meditation and visualization is to imagine and feel how your life would look, how you would feel, how you would act, how you behave, what you want things to look like, what you want the world to look like. This goes towards a purpose. So you're working towards this vision every day. So visualizing exactly how you want to feel in the body, health-wise, visualizing how you want to live. If you have a dream, to visualize it every day. For example, this van has only come because I've visualized it and visualized my life. So, and it's a work in progress, it's a gradual process to visualize and to meditate and to find that stillness. The stillness here is the health benefit, because we're so caught up, our nervous systems are so damaged from this way of life, from the stress, from constantly grinding for no purpose either. When we have a purpose, we want to do the work, rather than being forced to do the work that we really know that is not contributing towards anything. So we need to get our values straight. We need to visualize. We need to really step into the stillness, find stillness in the mind and make it a priority. Find time in the morning to sit with the birds. Find time at night to sit with the stars. Feel the stillness. Try and calm the mind. Try and shut down that nervous system. And tell it it's all right, it's not in danger. It doesn't have to run away from a lion all the time, because we are not meant to be in this constant state of stress. We are meant to be, most of the time, actually in a peaceful state, because as human beings, this flight or fight response should only be kicked in when we're running away from danger or there's actual danger. But we've programmed our bodies to believe that things like money is danger, but it's not. We're not going to die. We're not going to die if we don't have enough money. That is the fear. The fear then becomes the danger, and then the body's blocking all of this creativity from coming in because it thinks it's danger. And then it puts up all these safety barriers around, stopping the true self from coming in. So this is what it's all about. By visualizing and finding that stillness, we're allowing our bodies to then step into the full capacity, and then we can understand what the truth is on what we've just been fed as lies and what we've created as lies and illusions. And that stillness, we can then get our true potential and true purpose, because then it goes on to the rest of the essentials, which is finding our true purpose, finding our true self. This is done by doing these practices, by daily being aware, being conscious of our lives, being conscious of the way we speak, being conscious of what we think, what our values are, what we are doing it for, who we are pleasing. What are we going for our dreams? Do we have any dreams? If we don't, what are they? What could they be? Why are we here? Do we realize that we are going to die one day and need to live our lives to the best that we can do, and almost live from that state of knowing that you're going to die? I know it's a very hard thing to grasp, but if you live from that state, then you're going to live rather than just exist, because you know that it's very fragile and you could just die at any moment. So by living from that state, you're living from a state of almost fearlessness, because you know that the thing that matters most is really just dying, and rather than the little things like that you worry about in day-to-day life that really don't matter at the end of your life. So you realize that you have to go for your dreams, because you've only got one life in this physical body before we move on to the next experience. So this is why it's so important to visualize, to be still, and to find what you want, because then it goes to the main essential, which is the connection to the divine source, which is the acknowledgement that we are more than our physical bodies, that they're very important, our physical bodies, but we are infinite spiritual beings living temporary human experiences, and that we're connected to a divine source, a divine creator, and that we ourselves are the divine, are part of that divine creator and our higher selves. But there is also a divine creator in us all, in every plant, in every leaf, in every rock. It's the indigenous wisdom. And if we live from that state, it becomes magical to truly live. Because if you're seeing everything as magic, if you're seeing everything as divine, if you're seeing even the challenges and the negatives as chances to evolve, because that's what we've fundamentally come here for, is to evolve our souls, then we truly see life for what it is. And we truly find purpose in why we're here. Because we realise that if we are a soul coming down to experience, we've got certain experiences we need to fulfill. Therefore, we're going to work towards them experiences. So if we don't work towards them experiences, our souls are going to become ill. Our bodies are going to become ill because we're fighting against who we truly are. Because if you think about it, that's what we've been doing, is that we've been, again, fighting against who we truly are. We're artificial diet, no sunlight, no grounding. It's fighting against our true, authentic, natural selves. And that is why so many are ill. It's a fact. That is why so many people are ill. So if we reversal that by doing all the essentials, we take our power back. But the thing is that not many people want to take that power back. They'd rather blame. And they'd rather not take that responsibility for their own health and their own healing. Because in the end of the day, you have to do that work. And you have to be responsible. So we are the creators. Life is a mirror. Our external world is just a mirror of our internal world. And that comes for health as well. If we're suffering from health issues, it's because of an internal issue. And I'm going to expand on that in the future. But these are the essentials. I may have missed one out, but these are the main ones I want to talk about today. And I'm going to be continuing to talk about. So go over this video, write them down. It helps to have a diary and write these things out so you can truly then integrate them and work towards it every day. So I thank you very much for watching this video, and keep an eye out for these videos to come, because it's such an important subject that we need to talk about at the moment.